Right, good afternoon. Well, you've heard I think this civil nuclear cooperation is really interesting, because here is, one of the most complex and expensive undertakings that any nation can embark upon, which is building a civil nuclear power station. And here you have a cooperation that involves essentially three governments. The French government and the company it owns, in part, EDF, the Chinese government and the British government. And we're coming together in developing the next generation of nuclear power in Britain. That's good for Britain because it provides secure and reliable low-carbon electricity going forward and doesn't involve billions of pounds of taxpayers' money being committed to that project. I think it's good for EDF, which gets a chance to showcase its technology outside of France and develop its next generation of reactor. And I think it's great for China as well. It's an opportunity for the Chinese nuclear power companies to invest for the first time in a major Western project. And of course, it opens the door to majority Chinese ownership of a subsequent nuclear project in Bradwell.
Potentially a lot of people in the UK might feel quite insecure about the fact of having the...
First of all, I think we have to confront any anxieties that exist out there about Chinese investment in British civil nuclear power, because the truth is this: the reactor, which is actually a French reactor, can only go ahead if it's signed off by our nuclear safety experts. And there are plenty of rules that exist to protect the British people from the misuse of civil nuclear power and to make sure that our nuclear power stations are completely safe. Britain led the world in civil nuclear power. We were the first country in the world to have civil nuclear power stations. For me, personally, it's a tragedy that for 2 decades we gave up on building these nuclear power stations. This government is determined to get back in the business of building nuclear power stations so we have secure, reliable, low-carbon energy for the future. But instead of me committing tens of billions of pounds of British taxpayers' money to these nuclear power stations, which is money I would otherwise be able to spend on the health service or the education system, or indeed give lower taxes to people, instead of that, we've created a model where we can attract Chinese investment into civil nuclear power. So we get the power station built, we save money for the British taxpayer, and at the same time, we deliver low-carbon energy that meets our climate change commitment.
At levels we haven't seen for years. There will be many people.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming along.